Automatic for the People is one of the best albums ever. Certainly in that genre.
Yeah.
Everybody Hurts. Yeah, the music's going to be. I can't wait to see the entire playlist tweeted out at JMart Ramon a little bit later. 11-year NFL veteran, involved for life, Ramon Foster, Jonathan Schaefer. Join me. I'm Jason Martin at JMart and Ramon again on Twitter. All right, Patrick in Nashville. Patrick, go ahead.
Man, I just can't emphasize how exposed Taylor Lewan and that offensive line were. There wasn't enough beer in Nissan Stadium to make it even watchable. I hope they take it with a chip on their shoulder and do a whole lot better next week, and I think they're the type of team to do it. I'll hang up and listen, guys.
Offensive line was bad.
It was.
The team was bad. Concession lines were bad. Traffic was bad. Everything was bad. It all sucked. By the way, Rashad Weaver was inactive yesterday.
Yeah. A lot of moving parts yesterday was not working together, man. That first play, what was the first or second play? I think left side of the line gave up the TFL. That's not how you want to start. And you can tell.
And then it got worse from there.
It did. And it looked like Derrick Henry was really frustrated, too.
Oh, he was. I mean, clearly, because he even said he tried to light a fire. He said that in the postgame.
Mm-hmm.
There was no room for him. There was no time for him. That might have cost him $2,000 right there.
Yeah, I mean, for a guy that doesn't say much, when you rile him up the way that, and again, for the people, coming at Titans fans for walking out or just being mad, like, if you got one of your star players in that same position as those fans, I think everybody's right on that one. It was bad. Derrick Henry doesn't. I don't even really know how he sounds, okay? But for him to be going off yesterday, man, that OL, I expect a big-time performance this week moving forward.
I mean, they better have one, right? I'm going to give James Lewis top observation.
Go ahead.
If I pay my money and invest my time into a team that's been hyped all offseason, I'm allowed to criticize them when they come out with a horrible performance that's not living up to my invested expectations. Don't blame Titans fans at Nissan.
Yeah. Well said.
Blue in Nashville is up next on the line. Blue, what's up?
What's up, Blue?
What's up, guys? I missed y'all, and I'm happy I get to call in on a Monday after a game now that the season started. But
right.
I'm not happy to call in under the context. So first off, I just wanted to touch base on what, Cuzzo Mike had to say. Come on, guys. You can't fans aren't giving up. Nobody is walking out on the team. Nobody is saying the Titans aren't going to do anything this year. That's not what we're saying. People have a right as fans to be able to say, hey, that sucked, and it did. Mm-hmm. So just a couple things. I think we're going to be fine. There's no reason to panic yet. It's first game, and the Cardinals they got a squad. So Chandler Jones, he showed what he was worth, and good for him. Yeah. Taylor Lewan, that was awful. Our offensive line was awful, and I think that Ryan Tannehill didn't really have any time to throw. I think every play I saw him in the pocket, it was collapsing down on him, and defensive ends were bearing down on him. It was just bad. But I guess if you want to take a positive out of it, we can sit here and say, man, I really hope Chandler Jones was the reason that was so bad yesterday. And if you take him out of the equation, maybe the game looks different. But other than that, it's just everything's going to be fine. My advice to fans is don't panic. The season's not over, and you just really hope that next week in Seattle, you see a different team. They got to look at themselves in the mirror and be like, all right, guys, that sucked. We sucked. Let's put a better product on the table and go from here. But let me ask you this, and this will maybe give you something different to talk about. We have some salary cap space. Ramon, I want to hear what you have to say when it comes to how do you fix it? You can both put good input in on this, but how do you fix this from you've been in this spot, you've been a teammate, and had teammates maybe down after a game. What do you do as a football team to say, you know what, let's fix this? Like, how do you move forward? Do you do something with that money in the salary cap to maybe go get a guy? But what do you do moving forward? What does next week look like to have to look like a different football team? Mm-hmm. I'll hang up and listen. Thanks, guys.
Sure, Blue.
How do you fix it? First and foremost, this is going to start on the practice field. This is also humbly watching film today. Tuesday, go in, get a workout in. You find your way. You're still going to be in the funk. it's like the stench of a loss sticks with you. It simply does, especially when it's so glaring the way the OL was. Like, we didn't hear Roger Sappho's name called much yesterday, but I feel like he's still going to feel like he was part of the reason too. Like, he's flying higher because I think he had a solid game. The rest of the guys kind of had a bad day at the office when we're looking around the you know what I'm saying? We're looking around that offensive line unit. It's going to come down to a locking in, not saying much, knowing that, look, if I'm going out, I'm getting a to-go plate. I'm not sitting down. I'm not having a good time, because losing like this ain't fun. Losing in front of your home crowd on opening weekend. And again, it goes to that national brand that you talked about too, Jay, as we get back into calls real quick. But there's been times where this team has had the national eye on them. The entire offseason it has. Having the Sunday night games, the Monday night games, the Thursday night games, and you fail to answer that call. I think that right there has to be brought up at some point. One thing I remember bringing up to our team before is we started off one year, I think it was like 2013, like 0-4 in the preseason. Then we went 0-4 the first 4 games of the season. And that next year in camp, I said to Coach, I was like, Coach, look, I know it's preseason and we got to go about our job the right way, but we need to push the narrative that no matter when we get on the field, we're trying to win. It starts with a mindset. I don't care if it's preseason. I don't care if it's the regular season. When we walk out on that field, it starts with a win. Like, that's the main goal. I don't care about the tempo of what the other team's preseason games are going to be like. And I think that's what this team has to say. Like, somebody's got to have a come together and say, listen to this. Every time we've had the national spotlight, we've kind of dropped the ball for the most part. And you make it a point to make sure everybody is locked into the same goal. We got to win on national TV. We got to say, look, if we're going to be the brand that we want, you guys want the big banners outside, you want national respect. Who was it that said the tight end a few years back said that Nashville kind of knocked him being
Delaney.
You remember when Delaney said that? He wasn't fully wrong, because it's up to this team and the performance they give on these big national season opening performances.
But see, what you just said, you don't go on Twitter.
No. We ain't doing that.
You stay off that and you just go inside the building and you get better and you hold yourself and your teammates accountable.
Yeah.
And you move forward.
Yeah.
The answer to the question, how do you fix it, and the salary cap and all this, the answer's not sitting out there unsigned.
No, it really ain't.
That's the problem.
There's only one player that I would want on my team, and that's because I respect him so much. And I'm not even sure if he want to play, and that's Geno. As far as getting depth along the D-line, Geno Atkins is the only player I think on that market that I want to sign, unless you're looking for a new kicker in case Ficken can't go this week.
And maybe you are. I mean, I could see Badgley not being there next week.
Right, of course.
I already laid out from the LA Times why he wasn't the kicker in LA anymore for the Chargers. For a guy that had been everywhere, it seemed like, in like a 2-month span, but his upside was better than Michael Badgley's. And if you look at the numbers and you look at the injuries, you look at what he did afterwards, that's the kind of thing that can happen. I did see Caples mention in YouTube, and he called us earlier, one of the early members of the fam that's with us here. Go join him on Zone TV and hang out with him and comment with everybody out there. He said there is a difference between criticizing and Tannehill's garbage. AJ's got too much personality. That's right. That's very accurate. There is a delineation between those two things, but that's also something people say every week. Like, there's always trash takes.
No. Now, we got into this earlier this offseason. You get into a point where you're starting to have league-wide known names, superstar status.
Now, that's true, but I don't know that AJ is that guy yet.
I'm just saying in general, whatever he says moving forward is going to be plastered everywhere. And so even if it's not loud enough, this is what happens when you're pushing yourself into this, we want superstars in the national name. Like, he ain't saying a whole lot. And he's
right. Not Juju Smith-Schuster.
No, he's not. But, of course, what is the national media going to do? They came in town to see him and Julio together.
No, I agree with that.
You remember
and
that?
Derrick Henry.
That's what. So that microscope is beaming in right now.
Why would anybody be upset at A.J. Brown over yesterday?
I didn't think it was much to be
mad
about.
I don't either. I think I do think you can, if you want to dog somebody, and you want to go to the continuity point, Shafe, you want to go to the chemistry point that has been mentioned a couple times on the calls that we haven't addressed in detail. You can mention Julio.
Sure.
Julio didn't look good yesterday.
3 for 29.
And a big penalty.
Yeah.
He just, I don't know. Like I had said, we asked how many guests, how long is it going to take? Are you worried that they aren't practicing a whole
Right.
lot? What did AJ say yesterday? Oh, we have plenty of time to practice together. Problem is, it's easy. It's easy for him to say that. It's also easy for us to say, really? Is that the case?
Mm-hmm.
Casey just said, oh, so now AJ isn't that guy? I'm saying AJ's not this, like,
Nobody said
TO
that.
guy is what I'm saying. I'm not saying he's not the guy in terms of being one of the best receivers in the league. I'm saying too much personality from A.J. Brown, I will push back against that because I haven't seen toxic stuff.
No, absolutely not.
Or team-hurting, team-harming stuff from A.J. Brown
I think,
at all.
I think the expectations is probably what they're looking for when he has the voice the way he does right now.
Sawyer is in Manchester. Sawyer, what's going on?
Yes, I would like to talk about the Tennessee game on Saturday, see what y'all thought about that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Go right ahead.
I thought the defense looked better than I thought they would be, and we got to get some penalties down and the turnovers, but I think we'll be okay the rest of the year.
Yeah.
I mean, there were some good things to take away from that. You've got some talented guys.
Yeah.
Your quarterback situation is still a problem.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know that you have the answer there. Hooker looked better, but I wasn't blown away with what I saw from him either.
He was shell-shocked. If he could have avoided that sack early on in the game when he first got in, I think he'd have had a better rest of the game. He didn't know what he didn't know clearly.
Theo, great. For the most part, I liked what I saw from Theo. And there were some guys that were making individual plays out there. You had a chance to win that game.
Callaway was real solid.
Callaway looked good, yeah.
Real solid this past game. I see why they was looking to get him back into the fold. Offensively, it's there. It's, in general, a lot of stuff still got to get cleaned up for the Vols, period. Like, that quarterback situation early on, they could have started hammering the nail in the coffin had Joe Milton.
Oh, yeah.
hit
Like I said, he probably
early on.
At least 3 touchdowns.
And as much as we've talked about this offense, the highlight, just being completely honest, is the defense at this point.
Yeah, I agree. That's kind of shocking.
Yep.
But I agree with you. Let's get back to the phones. Let's go to the Pie Man on line 2. Pie Man, what's up?
Pie Man, what's up?
Oh, everything's going pretty good. Simply fantastic, man. But I want to talk about 2 things, okay?
Talk
The
to me.
game yesterday, and with my Titans, my beloved Titans, there is a small window of opportunity that everybody has in their NFL career of getting too close to the Super Bowl. Our window is right now, and it's closing up very tightly from last year and the year before that. The offensive line was terrible. He ran better with the backups all last year, whatever you had to do to run the ball than he did yesterday. Henry did. And passing the ball, they gave up. The line actually gave up. We could have lost Tannehill yesterday for the whole season and everything. But whatever we have to do to get them to know it's a small window of opportunity to get where you want. Not only that you just here for the money. Now, you can go somewhere else and get the money. But we want a winning team here right now at this time in our lifetime because we ain't going to be no 97, 80 out there. Go Titans, we trying to win the first Super Bowl. Our window is right now. And my other thing is, it's kind of comical and everything, but I've heard through sources that the Dallas Cowboys are playing so bad, they wanted to try to join the SEC, but they turned them down. You got to know something about them Cowboys. They don't look good. They didn't never look good, never will look good. They taking that as a moral victory, standing off with Tom Brady and them playing as bad as they did yesterday. How about them Cowboys? Talk to you.
Interesting. I thought Dallas looked all right on Thursday. Green Bay looked terrible.
Yeah, Green Bay.
Green Bay looked absolutely brutal. Daniel is next on the line. Daniel, what's up?
Hey, good morning, everybody. Hey, I
Hey.
just wanted to go ahead and get this out the way. All right. First time caller, long time listener to the zone. I'd like to congratulate y'all on y'all's 1 year.
Thank you.
I know we're still within that week.
Yes,
Sir.
Jay, I want to correct something on you. It's not Reaction Monday, sir. It's Overreaction Monday.
Yeah, sure.
All right. Yes, the team looked bad yesterday, particularly the offensive line, the kicking game. The defense looked good in certain situations. I'm going to take some pearls out of this, okay? It will get better. This season will go on. We got 17 games. All right. I'm going to hang up and listen. Tighten up now. Tighten up.
All right, Daniel. So this is I saw this point mentioned in the chat from various people and some new names today. I see Eric Baxter. I see Derek Gentry. I see a lot of folks that are new this morning, and welcome in. You're a member of the fam just by showing up. That's just the listening audience. Auntie Aaron has to approve it, but we feel good about your chances. I can't deal with the defense look good to coach and put them in bad situations thing. Shafe, where did the defense look good yesterday?
An interception that Kevin Byard made.
Correct.
That was awesome play by him, by the way.
Correct.
And he made a good play. Not a good throw by Murray.
Not
it was
a
not
good
a
throw
smart
at all.
throw, but
No.
KB made a play.
For D tackle, Big Jeff getting a sack.
Yes.
That's huge. I'm not saying that as a slight. I'm just saying,
Fulton saved
Yeah.
a touchdown, made a good play.
He did.
Did a good job of kind of masking the fact that he had a hand on him. Just solid work, though.
Let's just say it is what it is in terms of outplayed. They were outcoached / out schemed.
Yes.
And they were out general managed yesterday, too. All of those are true statements. Doesn't mean that'll be the case on this Sunday. Doesn't mean it will be. It was yesterday.
Well, if I could read a snippet of what Seattle's D-line did this past week against the Colts.
Yeah, it was pretty impressive.
You might want to change this, like the deep Seahawks defensive line was constantly in Wentz's grill. Also an AFC South team. Rasheem Green, sacked 2 QB hits, lived in the backfield. Darrell Taylor, sacked, tackle for loss, bullied right tackle Braden Smith. Bullied him. Right tackle. What position needs to be kind of shored up this week?
Right tackle.
Right tackle for the Titans. And also on that defense, you still have Carlos Dunlap, Kerry Hyder, and Poona Ford, who is a shifty, quick, young D tackle. That interior got their hands full with Poona. He's undersized, but he is a bowling ball type. That he's Jarrell Casey-like to me.
I would say this. I would say the comment that you're going to hear the most until further notice is, man, why did we let Dennis Kelly go?
Yeah.
I've seen it I don't know how many times since yesterday afternoon. I'm seeing it all through the chat. I'm seeing it all on Twitter this morning. I'm seeing it everywhere. You're going to keep hearing it until further notice because it is a problem. Because you were saying you got to shore it up. I don't know that the guys there to shore it up on a regular basis.
Like I said, when who was it that called earlier, asked what did he need to do? Hunker down this week. I'm off social media. I might like some stuff, but I ain't finna post nothing. You ain't finna see me do anything. I'm gonna scroll and I'm gonna be back on my regimen. That's what you're doing because Seattle's not an easy task this week, Jay.
No. I mean, our guy Tyler Dunn said he's actually they're winning the Super Bowl this